All right, so what's good? We back at it with part 2 of was Canelo really daring to be great in his fight against Dimitri Bivol. See, a lot of people are using this term, Canelo was daring to be great. And so I need to know what your definition of daring to be great is, and then I'll explain. Well, I actually will give you my definition of daring to be great. Then you can comment what your definition of daring to be great is, because I definitely believe that this little phrase is being thrown around a lot. This phrase is definitely being thrown around a lot. I'm gonna give you some examples of what I believe to be daring to be great. Do I feel like Canelo was daring to be great against Dimitri Bivol? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I have points to actually back that up. So make sure you stay tuned to this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, bro. But here are my definitions of daring to be great, and I'll explain why. Number 1, Kell Brook versus Triple G. Kell Brook was a fighter at 147. He had the IBF belt at 147. Triple G was a knockout artist, the boogeyman at 160 that was being avoided by everybody at 160. Kell Brook has never fought. Well, he fought at 150 in his earlier career, but he's never fought at 160. Kell Brook moved up two weight classes to fight Triple G and gave him a pretty decent fight. That is my opinion of daring to be great. What Kell Brook did against Triple G, that's daring to be great. Moving up two weight classes to fight a man that nobody wants to fight in his weight class. A man that's knocking everybody out in his weight classes. You're moving up two weight classes to fight a bigger, stronger knockout artist that everybody is afraid of. That is what I call daring to be great. Next up, Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. That's daring to be great. Mikey Garcia, I like to say he moved up one weight class because he did have a belt at 140 and he's fought at 140. But Mikey Garcia at the time was campaigning at 135, all right? Mikey Garcia moves up to fight a man that nobody wants to fight at 147 at the time. Errol Spence was calling out Keith Thurman. Errol Spence at that time was calling out Sean Porter. Errol Spence at that time was calling out Danny Garcia. He was calling out everybody. Nobody wanted to fight Errol Spence. Okay, Mikey Garcia moved up to fight a man that nobody else wanted to fight and was the underdog, just like Kell Brook was the underdog, came up short. That is my definition of daring to be great. Adrian Broner versus Maidana. I said this in the first video. Was daring to be great. Adrian Broner, who was campaigning at 135, moved up to fight Paulie Malignaggi for what was that? I think it was the WBA belt at 147. All right. Adrian Broner went from fighting the lightest puncher at welterweight to then fighting arguably one of the most hard-hitting punchers in the welterweight division. Maidana record at the time was 35-3 with 31 knockouts. Bigger than Adrian Broner, very rugged, rough guy. All right. Never heard anybody say Adrian Broner was daring to be great. As a matter of fact, I hear people criticizing Adrian Broner, but it's because they don't like him as a person. But that still doesn't change the fact that what he did in the ring. This is my definition of being Adrian Broner. Being daring to be great. Now, I have a question. If Jermall Charlo moves up to fight David Benavidez, would y'all be considering him to be daring to be great? Would y'all say Jermall Charlo is daring to be great? If Jermall Charlo moved up to fight David Benavidez, the way Canelo moved up to fight Dimitri Bivol, y'all claiming he was daring to be great, even though Canelo fought at light heavyweight and Jermall Charlo has never fought above 160, would he be daring to be great? These are questions that I need to know. I need to know these questions. If we're going by you guys, if you're going by your theory, that would be daring to be great. Here's something else that's daring to be great. What Devin Haney is doing against George Kambosos, that's daring to be great. Well, how is that daring to be great, Keith? He's not moving up in any weight classes. I'll tell you how that's daring to be great. This man is going to his country, right? He's going to his country, right? He took less money, all right? He signed a bullshit contract, right? Because they knew that You ain't no damn way in the world a champion. Once you beat a champion, ain't no way in the world you supposed to go back to his home for a rematch to beat him again. They're telling this man his dad can't come. He's going without the comfort of his father being there. All right, he took less money, a shitty deal, and he has to sign with another with another promotional company for 3 fights. Should he beat George Kambosos? Yes, Devin Haney is daring to be great, in my opinion, for what he's doing. All right, so now let's bring back Canelo. Was Canelo daring to be great? Well, let me bring this up before you guys even decide to answer that. Remember, this is part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1, go check out part 1. It's already uploaded. Let me ask y'all some things before y'all answer that question. If Mr. Canelo Alvarez was daring to be great, well, let's think about it for a second. First and foremost, I want to give a great shout out to my dude Frank, who actually brought this to my attention that I did not even think about, bro. How in the fuck was Canelo Alvarez daring to be great when he was an 11-1 favorite to beat Dimitri Bivol? I thought he was a 5-1 favorite. But let's just say, even if he was a 5-1 favorite, he was the favorite to beat Dimitri Bivol. So how in the hell was he the favorite? How in the hell was he daring to be great? If he was the favorite to win the fight, how is that daring to be great? Just answer that question. How is that daring to be great if any of those guys that I mentioned, aside of Devin Haney, now I think Adrian Broner might have been the favorite. So Mikey Garcia and Kell Brook, they were not the favorite to beat these guys. All right. And again, the reason why I said Adrian Broner is because Adrian Broner moved up 2 weight classes, and I'm just asking because we're going by your guys' standard. Canelo moved up 1 weight class, but you guys say he's daring to be great. Y'all are using that little slogan, that phrase, too loosely. No, Canelo was not daring to be great. If he was daring to be great, he would have fought Artur Beterbiev. That's daring to be great. Okay, but how can you say that if Canelo is the heavy favorite in this fight, how the hell is he daring to be great? It doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense whatsoever. Canelo Alvarez was not daring to be great. He's the favorite. Another thing, Canelo Alvarez is known to have judges everything towards his favorite. The money towards his favor. The money, all right, he gets the bigger split. I think he got $53 million for this fight. Dimitri Bivol got $5 million, okay? The judges, even in the Dimitri Bivol fight, Canelo lost 9 rounds to 3. He lost 9 rounds to 3, but them judges still had it 7 rounds to 5. All right, Errol, the judges had it. One of the judges had 117, 111. Triple G, one of the judges had 10 rounds to 2 for Canelo. Floyd Mayweather Jr. schooled Canelo Alvarez. One of the judges had it 114 a draw. Austin Trout, close fight that I think Canelo won. I think Canelo won by like I think I had it 114 to 113, and that was because of the knockdown. So I had it 6 rounds apiece, but because of the knockdown that Austin Trout suffered, I had Canelo winning by 1 point. One of the judges still had it 117 to 111. Okay, so I mean, listen. You got the judges in your pocket, all right? You got the money, the Persian face. About how was he daring to be great? See, that's why I said Devin Haney was daring to be great. He might have not been moving up in weight class, no, because moving up in weight class is not the only way you can be daring to be great. But listen, the man is going to hit Kambosos' home country without his father. He ain't never been in a fight without Bill Haney being there, taking a significantly amount of a cut, less money, signing a bullshit contract with a bullshit deal where if he beats Kambosos, he has to go back to Kambosos' hometown to beat him again, just to keep his belt. If he beats Kambosos, he has to sign to another promotional company for them to promote his fights. Nobody would have took that deal. Nobody would have taken that deal. But Devin Haney did for all the belts. Devin Haney is daring to be great. Mikey Garcia moved up to fight Errol Spence a guy that nobody wanted to fight. That's daring to be great. Kell Brook moving up to fight the Boogeyman. That out of all, I think he was the one that was most daring to be great. That's daring to be great. Canelo Alvarez was not daring to be great. He thought that he had a win over Bivol, and he didn't. It didn't come his way. So stop saying it. But what do I know?